Your Divine Rising, it's the Kaizen, aka Mr. CEO of Control the Game, man. We back on high vibrations, nothing more, nothing less.
No, I can't fake it for you. I'ma stand on business.
Now, if you've been following, then you know that we in emotional alchemy, and then if not, then we are in the masterclass of emotional alchemy, the transformation, the process, the journey, the good, the grits, the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? We in all of that. So if you haven't been following along, then go back, click the channel, go tap in, go lock in, go join in, because go lock in, because we on all of that. For real. Now, in this previous segment of Emotional Alchemy, we talked about identifying as well as in understanding the emotions. I explained the GPS and driving theory, how it's easier to place a label on and catch the indication on what's going on, how everyone has their own divine route, how everyone is moving at their own pace, you know what I mean? So basically in the previous video, that GPS and driving theory is going to give you a greater sense of understanding on how to sense the emotions, how to identify the emotions. Now in this video, I got a little kicker for y'all. We're going to talk about accepting as well as in embracing the emotions. Now, as individuals, as spiritual creatures living human experiences, whether it's you, society, yourself, your thoughts, whatever the case may be, we sometimes tend to subconsciously suppress emotions, silence emotions, as well as separate from those emotions when that's the true God within you. That's truly how you feel. You just got to be able to be at harmony. You got to be able to get at harmony with your emotions. Be in harmony with your emotions. Be at a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Catch that flow. Today we're going to talk about facing your problems, facing those issues, facing those emotions head on. Instead of suppressing them, we're going to literally talk about the opposite of that. Realize that emotional acceptance is, observing and accepting emotions without Emotional acceptance is going to be embracing all of our emotions without judgment or avoidance, without tension or pain, without overthinking or shame. Emotional acceptance is going to be the antithesis to emotional suppression. It's going to be that opposite, that kryptonite, you know what I'm saying? What's going to be able to bring out and ignite what's going on. Igniting and embracing without change or tension. I got another theory for y'all just to help embrace, just to help accept, just to help acknowledge those emotions without, that conscious tension, without that pull, without that negative, connotation within yourself as you're trying to manage and you're trying to understand your emotion. So think of yourself as the CEO, you know what I'm saying? You're the CEO of a good team, a CEO of a good group of individuals. Whatever the case may be, we're going to call these individuals your emotions though. Now, with this amazing group of emotions, these individuals, we're going to call this, we're going to call them, oh my God, emotions. We're just going to call them emotions. I ain't even going to think too hard on it. So you got your emotions, and this is a great group of emotions, a great group of individuals. Now you have your emotions, and we're throwing a party. We're about to throw a party as far as in getting to know each other, breaking the ice, and as well as in just grasping a better understanding on why your emotions are there, why your emotions are playing that part. So as you're inviting all of your emotions to the party, you're inviting the mad, sad, angry, whatever the case may be. You're even inviting the emotions that maybe got left off the guest list. So as your emotions are coming into this party, realize you have to sit and analyze with yourself. You have to fully accept that within your mind that, okay, boom, these are just my employees. These are just indications of my temple. These are just fragments of information that I can utilize to better grasp an understanding, that I can utilize to better understand. So as you're inviting them to the party, you see angry come in the party. What brought you to the party? What indicates you? What makes you angry? What invites you here? You know what I'm saying? Once you come across the happy, once you come across the sad, what's making you like this? Well, what cloth have you been cut from? You're starting to get to know yourself on a more deeper level. It sounds cliche or corny, but in all actuality, it's going to give you a better and more heightened awareness, a better and more heightened understanding of yourself. Being emotionally in tune with yourself is going to be critical and imperative when you're moving throughout this reality. See things for what they are and not what you expect them to be. As you start to accept and embrace emotion, you're going to start to realize one thing is increasing, and that's going to be your mindfulness. Now, mindfulness basically is a teaching, or it can kind of be a state of being that actually stems from a Buddha's teaching or Buddha's practices. Forcing yourself to be in the present moment, as well as being fully satisfied and embracing the moment as what it is around you. Looking around you and not being on a down vibration or high vibration, but staying in the harmony and knowing that everything is happening for you and not to you. As you start to get better with emotional acceptance, emotional regulation, emotional embracing, you're going to start to realize that your mood is being regulated on a more optimal level. Fewer mood swings as you're more in tune with yourself and how you feel. You can now embrace the unsatisfactory feeling and still choose to embrace, that present moment, knowing that it's happening for you. Your all around equilibrium is just going to be way better, as well as in your balance. Know that as we embrace the emotion and accept them, it's not downplaying the emotion. It's not preventing it from happening. What we're doing is alleviating our mind. What we're doing is now pouring back into our cup like, okay, we're human. Okay, we're spiritual as well. Okay, what that is just going to be an indication. I can't tear down my temple, but I got to figure out the correct blueprint so I can know how to work the temple, so I can know how to move the temple. I got to find the correct manual so I'm able to work the temple. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts to come down to how well you know the self. Know the self and then remove the self so you can just know. Because once you find your blueprint of life, your correct way, your right manual, you're going to start to realize like, okay, boom, this is working out a lot faster. This is working out a lot better. This is working out for me. Okay, I can pull this into my arsenal and see what's working. But at the end of the day, I have to find myself and be completely at harmony with my highest self so I can evolve, grow, and expand. You know what I'm saying? But it's that Kaizen. We ain't dropping nothing but gems, and we out of here. Let's do it.